All right, man, welcome to the Platform Podcast, Houston, Texas. We are now live. We're going to talk about 2025 Houston area high school football. Man, listen, this is about to be a loaded season, man. I'm so excited. We got so many teams. Got the HISD, we got Fort Bend, we got Katy District, Humble District, just so many great schools within the Houston area. So first, we're going to go ahead and get right into it, man. We're going to start off with the juggernaut of North Shore. Everybody knows North Shore, that's the cream of the crop, right? Everybody knows that for the last several years, they either made it to state or the semifinals, right? The only team who, put them out multiple times before getting to AT&T Stadium was Westlake Boston. Uh, they lost a lot of talent, just like every school does, a lot of top tier talent. But if you know anything about the show, they load it every year. They reload. That's all they do. So you can say some say they in the rebuilding mode. Some say they just retool. And I mean the proof is in the pudding. You see the results every year. They go 10-0 in the regular season or maybe 9-1 at worst. They run through the playoffs. Like I said, man, they are a top contender in the state. And more times than not, if they get to AT&T Stadium, it's a good chance they're going to bring their bad boy home. This year they got Caleb Maryland, who's coming back. He's a senior now. He got a lot of experience. He sat behind Caleb Bailey previous years. So a lot he's learned. He saw the field though. So I'm not gonna say he just sat on the bench, but he saw the field. He got some playing time. Uh, Another player I'm excited for, Xavier Waters, defensive lineman, as well as Abdul Khan, offensive lineman. Uh, One of their playmakers, Aubrey Johnson. He's a real threat. He should have a big time year, and I expect them offense to start rolling in. If you know what I'm talking about. Um, Coach Willie Gaston, man, he got them. He gonna have them boys ready to go. I know talking to a lot of people in the Galena Park community, they are excited. They're excited. From what I hear, there's a new play caller. So we're going to see things different than years past, man. I know there were, some complaints coming last year about how things ended. They didn't feel like, there was more to it than what they showed in their Westlake game in the semifinal last year. Me personally, I'm not worried about North Shore, man. Every year, somebody say, okay, is this the year they fall? This the year they go down? Like you have teams who would die to get to where they at. So and for them, it's championship or bust, right? Because that's what they're accustomed to, and that's understood. So we're going to see how that goes this season. They got a lot of young pieces as well. Uh, but in that district, man, you got Summer Creek. They just got to transfer a quarterback from Flower Mound, the boy Noah Spinks, and he can spin it. He's a southpaw. He's a lefty, so he. Hey, that boy, he can really spin the ball though. Trust me. They always, ready to go. The last several years, they've been right there. They've been right there. I thought last year was probably their best chance to win it all. Unfortunately, they ran into a tough Vandergrift team, who were real feisty, especially in that second half. They came back and took it from them. The year before, they made it to state. They ended up, playing DeSoto, one of the greatest high school teams of all time that year. That 2023 team was amazing. Uh, so no shame in losing to them. Uh, Atascocita, they probably the biggest threat to North Shore, honestly. That's the biggest threat if you ask me. I feel like with Carday Mack, he's arguably the best player in the state. And when you have the best player in the state, or at least arguably the best player in the state, you have a chance to beat anybody. You got a chance to go a long way. So hey man, it's gonna be a lot of contention between those three teams fighting over that district. Um, Kingwood is another team that's coming up. I think Humble will improve as well. Outside of that, when you want to go to the Fort Bend district, for me, sitting at the top of the throne is Ridge Point. Ridge Point, they just got Roman Seymour, quarterback, one of the top quarterbacks in the city, one of the top quarterbacks in the state, might I add. So there's a lot to be desired over there in Ridge Point. Their offense is going to be high powered. You know what Bailey George, he a threat, man. Receiver, he a threat. They got several receivers, man. They 4, 5, 6 deep at receiver. Now it's just all about how their defense will hold up against some of the other top teams that they're going to have to compete against as the season goes further. Shadow Creek pumps out talent. You got Pearland, who's looking to have a good season. They should be better than they were last year. For sure, they lost a lot, but I think they're still going to be good. I think they're still going to be good. Definitely lost probably their best, maybe three players, but I think they should still be up and rolling. Houston Lamar, going to go HISD. They the consistency of them is basically in HISD is what North Shore is to the rest of the city. In HISD, it's Lamar, and then it's everybody else. No disrespect, and it's been like that, man, for the past decade plus. That's just the case. Those guys always have one of the best records in HISD. They one of the few teams who actually make it past the first round, um, consistently, at least you can say. Um, I know you got the Heights. The Heights have gotten out the first round within the past couple years. So you got a couple other schools who looking to do their thing. And if you want to go to, like, 5A for the lower level, I won't say lower level. Outside of 4A, we're gonna keep it like that. Gates is looking to have a great season. I know they're locked and loaded. There's a lot of stuff that people don't know that's going on. They loaded. They loaded. They have a lot on both sides of the ball. I know they got new coaches, new players, mixed with a lot of kids that are coming back from last year. So they looking to make a deep run. I wouldn't be surprised if they go 10-0 in the regular season. Obviously the playoffs is a different beast, but I definitely think they can make some noise and shock some people and get Yates to back to where they used to be back in the 80s and the 90s. You know what I mean? Early 2000. Worthing should be another good team, another good inner city team. Again, they probably starting over all the way. But those young guys, they ready to go. I know their running game should be superb. Running game, they got a couple dogs in the running back position specifically. Oh man, who else? Go. I skipped over several teams in Fort Bend Marshall. It's attract me every time we see them, every single time. Um, I'm looking to see what Caden Johnson gonna do if he's gonna take that next step to becoming a real top elite quarterback. He looks the part. He has the arm talent. Can he put it all together from here, from the neck up? Well, if he can do that, the sky's the limit for that kid. Man. He can, there's ain't no telling. Marshall's always one of the best schools in Fort Bend. They had several hiccups the last few years that stopped them to complete short of their goal. So let's see if they're gonna complete the mission this year. I'm excited for our colony. Our colony is the one team I feel like that can dethrone Richmond Randall. We all know what Randall gonna do. We all know they're gonna run the ball. Landon Callis Williams again, just like Carter Matt, are gonna be the best player in the state. Are gonna be the best player in the city. Uh, and that defense gonna be Shiesty Pac Man. Dominguez, he coming back. TCU commit. He was ineligible last year. Due to the rules or whatever. They're gonna be they're gonna be right there again. I think it's gonna be those two teams battling out. I'm not sure. Man, I don't know, man. Our colony, they look ready. Jaden Warren, he just committed. Go Cougs to U of H recently. They got some playmakers on both sides. On both teams. So that'll be an interesting matchup if they do meet. Uh, there's other teams you don't want to skip over as well. But those probably the top two contenders on that side right there. Uh, Overall, man, I just feel like not even just to drop names from teams, but I think Houston needs to get back to its prominence. Like the last several years, Dallas has had our number for the most part, and no disrespect, but we got talent too. We just as good as those guys. I feel like we have a lot. We have a lot. All those teams I just named, that's probably half I can go on forever. You got up and coming teams, like Crawford. They're on the rise. Kirk could be on the rise. Man, Katie Jordan is on the rise. So many young teams. Katie Pato. I believe they're going to have a bounce back season. So but not again, not to just name drop schools. I just feel like Houston overall. This is emergency. This is an emergency year. Like I said, this last maybe 3 years, Dallas has had our number. They take home the chip, you know, more times than not, majority of the time. So I feel like if we can get, it's always like that third round where we kind of, disappear. And I get it, we play each other a lot of times, but we also had too many upsets. There's too many teams that I feel that we were better than. We should have on our side from other cities, whether it was San Antonio or whether it was the Austin area, whatever the case may be. I always felt like we were, the favorite going in, and they're just those games we guys got to win. If we want to get to AT&T Stadium, they already got home field advantage. And me and a lot of my colleagues, we'd be going back and forth, a lot of trash talk, a lot of friendly trash talk. Uh, and hey, but you gotta call it what it is. They got the crown right now, but this is definitely a state of emergency. This is an emergency year. It's an emergency season. Houston area schools, Katy, North Shore, Manville, Yates, Summer Creek, Atascocita, Shadow Creek. Somebody, Katie Jordan. It can't be the only team to go back to state. They can't have. We can't have one representative to go back to state and represent us. And thankfully we were able to win that one. But also it it was against another Dallas team, another Dallas school. So it's not like we going there and playing. You know who you're gonna play. You know who the team that's gonna be there in the end. And those they don't get it. Nobody upsetting. They it's rare that you see that. But I believe that we can and will have a couple more teams that start to get into that powerhouse talk. And over the next several years, they're still building a lot of schools, which could be a good and bad thing because it does take away from other schools who were uh, already established, and so it kind of you know diminished them in a way. Like I said, Katy, they done built several schools over there. Katy Jordan, Katy Pato. Pato won a state championship a few years ago. And you don't think those kids could have went to Katy? So like I said, I get it. Expansion can be good sometimes not. But overall, man, we gotta pull it off. We gotta at least get there. Of course you want to win. Of course you want to win. But we don't even give ourselves a chance to dance if we don't even get to the party. So I think this year is going to be a bounce back season for us overall. You will see more teams at AT&T Stadium come December. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. But man, it's looking promising. And I haven't forgot about the private schools such as Legacy School of Sports Science. Kip Sunnyside, they won state and charter last year. You got St. Thomas, who's always good. St. Pius, who else? You got Fort Bend Christian, Cypress Christian, several other schools. So can't forget about those guys, the private schools there. Not just UIL. Everybody making noise. Everybody, we all. Hey, look, we need to have one. If it was up to me, we have a representative in each 4, 5, 6A charter, like taps, whatever. But again, man, I think it's going to be great for the city of Houston uh, to see us, compete again. I'm excited for the 2025 season. A lot more uh, to talk about. This is just step one, man. It's a lot more things that we need to get into. A lot of specifics, and you'll start to see things shape up probably midway through the season. And I'll do, a recap of the first half of the season as well. So stay tuned for that. Man, this has been the state of Houston. I am Stats G. I'm out.